Clifford Brown 251 target notes and actually how to practice them with the language he uses. Here's the 3 licks. So all of those phrases are from the Clifford Brown Memorial album where he's playing amazing solos over Cherokee. The first lick is from the alternate take and the second and third is the one that made it to the final cut. So let's look at the phrases now on my desktop. Okay, here we are. Here's the first phrase. Let's have a quick listen. So 2 beats rest, bebop scale. Clifford, I think, is omitting the D minor 7 and just going straight onto the G7. Many players do this over 251s. Okay, so da 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 dee dum, which is the phrase da 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 dee da. Clifford does play that an awful lot because it sounds amazing. Okay, so da 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 dee da 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 da. So there, the bebop scale to the 6th, and really all he's doing here, he's targeting the 5th. He's targeted the 5th there, and he's just using some approach notes there to target the 5th there, da do da, up to the 7th, and then with a chromatic 2-note enclosure, da 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 ba da da. So in my membership, I teach how to deconstruct these types of phrases and practice them in a meaningful way to actually get them into your own playing. I'll put a link to that in the description. And also, this PDF that you're seeing now comes in B flat, E flat, concert pitch and bass clef. This is going to be a bonus for my level 2, 3 and 4 members. Again, I'll put that link in the description. Okay, let's have a listen to Clifford's second phrase here. Again, I think he's omitting the 2 chord because he's starting on the da 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 da. So if we look at this, as well as the phrases here, something I like to do, and my whole approach really, because I've noticed that Blue Mitchell does it, Clifford, and if you look at Chet solos, even Louis Armstrong way back, okay, they sound so melodic because they are hitting the chord notes on the strong beats of the bar. Not all the time, but quite a lot of the time. That's a great thing to practice because you know what you're always trying to get better at. You're trying to target chord notes and then you're trying to create vocabulary that connects the chord notes. So you have to know your chord notes and then you can start working on the bebop vocabulary. So here he's playing the 3rd to the 7th to the 5th to the 9th to the 5th to the 3rd. Okay, and he's just running down the scale. Da 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 da. That's an enclosure. Ba da da da. Ba da 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 ba da da da. Many players use that phrase, but he's just really connecting the chord tones. If you think, if you're practicing scales to try and sound bebop, you're never going to sound bebop playing scales because none of these guys played scales when they're playing bebop. They played scale fragments to connect the changes. And then again, that is the G7 bebop scale, and then just hitting the chord notes, super melodic. Okay, again, I teach how to break these types of phrases down: chromatic enclosures, 2-note enclosures, approach notes, target notes, the fat lick or broken chord, which we're gonna look at now in phrase or lick 3. Da 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 dee da. So 7th to the 3rd, to the 5th, to the root, to the 3rd, to the 7th. Okay, so he's hitting some really great guide tones there. The 7th to the 3rd, 5th, root, not so much, but definitely the 3rd and the 7th. And so I'm just trying to show you different ways that you can practice this. You can just da dee da 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 da, and just practice these chord notes. So you can see he's going up and then down. So it's like linear fashion. And many of these players play phrases in that way, just up and down, up and down. And so if you can practice just to start off with going through the chord changes in a linear fashion on the strong beats, that is a great way to get these changes internalized into your own playing. Obviously, Clifford is either thinking about them, hearing them, internalize them, because he nails the changes all the time. It's all about how you practice, obviously. Okay, so let's look at the vocabulary. Da 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 dee da. So da 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 da. You could call da 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 dee da da dee da da da. Okay, I've seen many players, John Coltrane, Tom Harrell, use that type of phrase. Clifford Brown, Blue Mitchell, Donald Byrd, da 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 dee da. So you could just say, oh yeah, that's like an enclosure or a scale pattern, and then da 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 dee da. If you think there's the A, there's the C, there's the E, all he's done is just drop it an octave, bo-bo-doo-be-da, bo-doo-be-da, and you will hear that all the time in bebop. Bo-ba-doo-be-ya, bo-doo-be-ya, da-ba-doo-be-ya. Okay, and that's what I call a broken chord or the fat lick. I call it the fat lick because I first heard Fats Navarro use it. He was one of the first guys that I got into with bebop. Okay, and then da 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 dee. Classic there, nice and simple. Not too much chromaticism in this one. Boo 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 bee da doo bee da 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 da. Just down the bebop scale, and then he hits the third. Da da dee da. Third to the seventh. Okay, because it's quite hard when you listen to Clifford. It flies by so fast. But actually, if you slow them down and analyze them in this way, right, what are the target notes? What is the vocabulary? Then we can dooby da. You could take that and practice that over the seventh, the tonic, or the 5 chord. There's different ways of doing that, and this is what I teach in the membership. So if you're interested in taking your playing forward and getting this resource included along with 20 lessons. If you joined at level 2, you would be getting 20 lessons and 20 jazz solos. And all the lessons focus on developing the fundamental skills, which are learning the chord changes and connecting the chord changes with bebop vocabulary. Okay guys, hope you have enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe and comment below if this has helped you. Maybe you don't agree with the way that I'm teaching this. I'd love to hear the way that you practice bebop and your reasons behind that. Okay, bye for now.